भगवता नारायणे स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितम् मध्ये महाभारतम् अन्वैकाकृतवर्षिणीं
भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी
भगवद्गीता.
You are able to hear me properly?
Yes, now we are clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we have to start with who is the one who says he is omniscient.
Yeah, do that.
When this statement is made by Krishna, we look upon him as Ishvara.
We have got it, huh? Both of them, Mr. Kumar.
There is no problem in that.
Is there Prashant, not. Kumar is there now, Kumar?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But a question arises here. By whom is this statement? I am Sarvajna, the one who knows everything and therefore I am going to tell you everything, made. Is it Sarvajna, Satchit Ananda Atma, or is it by the Pramata, the knower? The one who knows is called Pramata. When you read this and understand, you become the Pramata. And what is understood becomes Prameya. The understanding itself is called Prama, and the means of understanding the Pramana. So there is a doubt here as to whether Sarvajna is Pramata or Satchit Ananda Atma. Because in order to be Sarvajna, you must necessarily have something more, namely an Upadhi, apart from Satchit Ananda Atma, which is knowledge as such, pure consciousness. In that way, every Atma is Sarvajna, but that is not the Sarvagyatva that is being talked about here. Here when Krishna says he knows everything, that requires the knowledge of all the details of Mithya Jagat. For that something else, an Upadhi is required. Without that, there is no knowledge possible. And again, he not only said, I know, but also said, I am going to tell you in detail. Having the status of being a speaker and also an all-knowledge person, is not possible for Satchit Ananda Atma, which does not undergo any change. Omniscience, with the knowledge of all the details, being a speaker, are not applicable at all to pure Satchit Ananda Atma. Therefore, the one who says this is not just Satchit Ananda Atma. Then who is it that knows and speaks? Only the Pramata. The knower can know and therefore can talk. But if you take Lord Krishna as a Pramata, a knower, then you will be attributing Jivatva to him. This is because generally every knower is a Jiva. If Krishna is also a Jiva, he cannot be omniscient. If he is not omniscient, he will not be qualified to talk about Ishvara's glory. Therefore, the Pramata, as we know, cannot be the Sarvajna. If neither Satchit Ananda Atma nor Pramata can be Sarvajna, then who is Sarvajna? There are two forms for any Jiva, whether it is a Deva, a human being, or a worm. One is called Vastava Rupa. What is essentially true?
Yeah, Vastavam. I used to say, no, Vastavam. That is what is being talked about. Vastava Rupa. Yeah.
It is not negatable at all. The other is called Adhyasiga Rupa. In a status or role that is assumed, that is superimposed upon Atma. Like an actor who has an essential personality and at the same time a role that he plays, similarly every Jiva has a superimposed form and an essential one. This is also true for Ishvara. Between Jiva and Ishvara, there is no distinction at all in reality. That is, there is no Vastavika difference. Both are essentially Satchit Ananda. Even the Swarupa of a worm is Satchit Ananda. The Vastava Rupa of any creature, whether a Deva, a Gandharva or a Yaksha, a human being or a crow, is one and the same Satchit Ananda. There is no difference whatsoever. When the Lord says Aham, and when the Jiva says Aham, that Aham is one and the same Satchit Ananda. Whereas the other form, Adhyasika Rupa, has the status of being a doer, and so on. It is with reference to this Adhyasika Rupa that there is a seeming difference between Jiva and Ishvara. When you bring in the knower, you bring in your buddhi, your intellect, the upadhi that makes Satchit Ananda Atma to seemingly gain the status of being a Paramatma.
See, the Adhyasika Rupa, what he says, Adhyasika means, Asa means superimposition. Adi Asika. Adi means Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam means a basis on which a superimposition is done. See, like I always used to say, Shaligrame Vishnum Dhyaye. In Shaligrama, you superimpose Vishnu and pray. That is called deliberate superimposition. Whereas, here the Adhyasika Rupa is talked about as a Shakti, a Maya Shakti of Vastavam, which Vastavam is talking about, no? Vastavam. Vastavam is only reality. It is not a what you call, doesn't have a form, it is formless because it is timeless, spaceless and all that. It is not available for objectification, so it is not, doesn't have a Rupa or Nama. On that, Rupa is superimposed by the Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti meaning the name and form. Maya Shakti is nothing but name and form. Since the various aspects of the reality, the Vibhuti, which he is talking about now, are all continuously appearing on the Satchitananda Swarupa. On the Satchitananda Swarupa, they are continuously appearing. Like even in the ocean, waves are appearing, bubbles are appearing, everything. So water is the same. The ocean at the bottom is always Vischalanam, like its own Swayam Swarupa, Vastavishta. Whereas on top, lot of changes that keep on happening. So the changes are only appearance because the water remains the same. In the same way, the Adhyasika Rupa, in terms of Maya Shakti, keeps on changing. That is what is appearing as the world of names and forms. And that is what, since he is very clear about it, he says all of them are nothing but me, my own Vibhuti. Bhagavan is going to say. But if you identify yourself with that understanding, the Vastavikta of the Jiva and the Vastavikta of Ishvara being one and the same, if you identify yourself, that is what Swamiji always to say, if you go to the side of the Mayavi and look at it, like even in any magic show, if you are the magician is able to explain to you how is he doing it, and you go behind him and stand him and watch, you can also watch the fun because you know very well, it is all sleight of hand only, there is nothing really happening. It is only appearance. But if you are in the audience, you feel that something is happening. So, that is precisely what he says. If you understand your own Swarupas to be identical as with me, then everything is only Adhyasika Rupam, a superimposition by the Maya Shakti. And if you don't know it, that don't knowing, without your not knowing that reality is called avidya. When you don't know, it becomes avidya. That is your jiva's property. And the superimposition of name and form on the Adhishtanam means Ishvara's upadhi called Maya. The difference is only in terms of upadhi. And he knows, he is a Mayavi. That is why he is called Mayavi. He knows, he is wielding the Maya. Whereas avidya, you are not wielding. If you know that you have avidya, you will get rid of it. But you don't know that you are having avidya. So you naturally think that there is a lot of appearance, there is up and down, there is vibhuti, etc., etc. So that he is going to explain. That is what he says. That understanding has to be clear. Then all the vibhutis you will be able to accept as Ishvara's vibhuti, the way in which he is explaining. And in the same way you will be able to see through all of them and understand that it is all Satchidananda Swarupa's vibhuti. Like that you will be able to understand. That will consolidate your understanding of my Swarupa and Ishvara Swarupa. The Vastavikta is the same. That you will be able to understand if you go through this vibhutis as Bhagavan explains. This is what he said. Yeah.
Swamiji, can we say that Brahman with avidya is Jiva? Can we say like
Brahman as Mithya, that is Mithya is nothing but Maya Upadhi, that Sattva-guna, Rajo-guna, Tamo-guna, all the permutation, combination appears as the world, like Panchabhuta, starting from Panchabhuta. Air, Vayu, the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, even that is only a Upadhi. It is only an expression of the Upadhi. So from there it starts. And when it comes to you also, you are unsaid also, you have got Panchabhuta, same Panchabhuta. But you separate yourself from your Panchabhuta from the outside Panchabhuta. That separation is because of Maya. You identify yourself as Aham Mama. I am separate from somebody else. That separation is kept only for operating purpose as a niyati. But you appropriate that niyati as something as separation from the total. That separation from the total what you perceive is avidya. And the total appearing as several from the Satchidananda is Maya. Actually there is no several and all that. That is why Sarvajnaha is called Sarva Kalpitajnaha. The whole world as is Ishvara Srishti, even that is only Maya, even that reality is only Maya. So generally Brahman with Maya Shakti, it is not Brahman plus Maya. It is Brahman with Maya Shakti is Prapancham.
not Ishvara?
That is, the Brahman with Maya Shakti is Ishvara. The name is Ishvara because all the vibhutis are there. Samagram Jnanam, Samagram Viryam, Samagram Shakti, Samagram Vairagyam, Samagram Yashas, all that, Bhagavan, the sixfold Bhaga qualities which he has explained originally. So all that is, it is only an appearance, it is only again name and form. But it is available for transaction. It is available as different bodies. You are able to transact. Orders are there. What in the same Krishna Kumar yesterday is the same as Krishna Kumar today. We are able to transact. It looks like everything is really happening. So that appearance is Mithya and Maya, and that is the Shakti. That is the Ishvara Shakti, and that is Triguna Shakti. Triguna Shakti meaning Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunam. On this Panchabhuta and Triguna Maya all put together is giving the appearance of the world. That is Maya Shakti, totally, the total Samashti, what we call. The Vyashti is part of the Samashti. Our own body, mind and senses is the Panchabhuta inside and Panchabhuta outside are all the same order of reality. And we isolate ourselves as Aham Mama, I, me, myself and all that. That is avidya. That isolation is avidya. If you don't isolate yourself, you understand very thoroughly that is whole my body, mind, senses is part of the prapancha. Then what will happen is, you will ask, if my body, mind and senses are part of the prapancha, then what am I? Then you will have to understand that what am I? That I, the person who asks that I, since he is able to see his own body, mind and senses and emotions, everything, he is not bound by, he is not connected to body, mind, senses, meaning time, space and object. That means what? He is Desa Kala Vastu Aparichinnam, is your reality. And that is the same reality of Bhagavan or Brahman or whatever you call it. So that is why, in terms of Swarupa, we are one. So that is how the understanding has to happen. In terms of operating, there is a Vyakti and Veshti and Samasti. That is something like It is only for operating purpose. It is available for transacting. But that is not the reality. You are as real as Ishvara in terms of Swarupa, Vastavika, and your body, mind, senses and Samashti body, mind, senses are of the same order of reality. They keep on transacting, continuously changing. And it is not reality because changing. What is changing is not reality. Vastavikta alone is a reality. If it is not real, what it is? Mithya. That is why the Shastra word is Mithya. Mithya means what? Myth. It only appears as though. So once you understand that, then all the samsaritvam is basically because of lack of understanding of that. Once you understand that, you become a samsari. But everything else remains the same. The transactions happen. But you are understanding, you are a samsari. That's all. So the samsaritvam is basically because of avidya, lack of understanding. Samsara is going on, continuously changing. That is why it's called samsarati, is called samsara. That will keep happening. That doesn't change. So, in terms of reality, we have to understand. The only reality understanding. The whole thing is only reality understanding. And the vibhuti he is talking about is a bit appears. It's all appearance only. But the reality being the same, Ishvara he says it's all my reality, my Swarupa, my vibhuti. He says that. Because there is nothing else. In terms of reality, there is no other reality other than Ishvara Swarupa or Jiva Swarupa. These are all not reality, they are all only vibhutis. Vibhuti means only Maya vibhuti, Mithya vibhutis. So that clarity is important. And that has not been there for a long time. For Janmas we have not been there. So it's difficult for us to own it up. That is why we have to go through it again and again and own it up and be able to do meditation, nididhyasanam on that and claim that. And thereafter play the role as is required in the game of life called order. Various orders are there, various schemes are there. In that you operate. Do whatever you need to do. Nimitta matram bhava. That's what Bhagavan also says, Arjuna. You just take the bow and put the arrow. Everything else what has happened will happen. So that is how we advise. The idea is to understand the reality. Satyam and Mithya. Satyam is your reality and Ishvara's reality. Mithya is everything that is happening. And that they are happening because of your vibhuti. In the sense, because of your own, the vibhuti meaning, it is the bodham prati meaning everything, anything and everything that gets connected in life is your own vibhuti. In the sense, it is the Satchit Ananda Swarupa's vibhuti. That is what he is saying. That you must be able to appreciate that. The sense, no thing which is the being is explored, which I had told before also. The Anuron Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan. There it comes like in the less and less the particle size becomes, the explosion or the vibhuti of it is very great. So by extrapolating that logic, that which does not is timeless, spaceless and objectless, not no thing. How when no thing being, if it explodes, how it will be? It will be the vibhutis only. That is what he says. All vibhuti because it is the aparimidamana Shakti, what we say, no? Aparimidamana Shakti, Vaishnavi Shakti. That Vaishnavi Shakti is your own. Being, the Atma, Brahmatma's explosion into this creation. That is why it is so thorough and so profound. Because it is ultimate. It does not, nobody can, like even the being cannot be improved upon. This vibhuti also cannot be improved upon or negated. So that is how you have to look at the whole thing, vibhuti. Yeah, read. You will understand. Once you go through it, contemplate upon it, you will understand it. Yeah.
A jiva to be a
Jiva must identify with the buddhi. So the buddhi determines the incidental status, adhyasika rupa, which is superimposed upon Atma and called a knower. But it is not real. So in the status of being a knower, there is a seeming difference between Ishvara and Jiva. Even between two jivas, there is a seeming difference. The Atma of one person and another are both Satchidananda. But in the Buddhi, there is there is definitely a difference. So in the status of being a knower, there is a difference between two jivas, any two jivas. When a jiva is Satchit Ananda, how does he become a knower? It is only due to the upadhi. From the empirical standpoint, he is seer, hearer, thinker, doer and so on. Similarly, with reference to Vyavahadika Srishti, empirical creation, Ishvara is also a pramata. Just like a jiva, due to the upadhi alone, he is a pramata. There is a gradation of knowledge, which is why among individuals, one has knowledge of law while another knows medicine. So a lawyer has to go to a doctor and a doctor to a lawyer. They are both of limited knowledge. What the lawyer knows, the doctor does not know, and what the doctor knows, the lawyer does not know. Now, what about Ishvara? You cannot say what the jiva knows, Ishvara does not know. What the jiva knows, Ishvara does not know. The situation is somewhat like that of a teacher and student. The teacher knows what the student knows, but all that the teacher knows, the student does not. While the jiva is kinchignya, limited in knowledge, Ishvara is sarvagnya, all knowledge. Only in that sense can we say that there is gradation of knowledge. Upadhi accounts for gradation in knowledge. A jiva is a kinchignya because he has avidya upadhi that seemingly limits the Atma. Whereas Ishvara has an upadhi called Maya, which does not limit. On the other hand, it makes Atma omniscient and the cause of the world. Then, in expressed form, the jiva has given a buddhi as a given buddhi with which he can know a few things. But Ishvara, through Maya upadhi, is sarvagnya. The avarana shakti, concealing power of Maya, affects the jiva. Therefore, he cannot know everything. Whereas for Ishvara, the avarana does not exist. There is only the capacity to create. Thus, the very Maya, which keeps the jiva under its spell, becomes a glory for Ishvara. That is the first vibhuti. Maya itself becomes the vibhuti for Parameshvara, who is not different from Satchit Ananda Atma. The buddhi is limited because it has a location. It operates in a stula upadhi depending upon brain cells and so on. Whereas Maya is not limited at all because it is the cause of everything. How do you know this? It is established by the Shastra. Therefore, the one who is in the form of Krishna is conditioned by Maya upadhi. By his own words in the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna presents himself as Ishvara or Vyasa presents him as Ishvara. This being so, the Pramata, knower, who is conditioned by the physical body recognized as Krishna, as Maya has his upadhi. Keeping the Maya under control, a particular form is born. Since he is an avatara, he is not forced into this birth by the strength of his own karma. The assumption of a body is at the will of Ishvara. It is voluntary. And for him, there is omniscience, but the gods like Indra are limited in knowledge. Therefore, the Devas he talked about in the previous verse do not know about his glory. They are all jivas enjoying their own limited buddhis. So their knowledge will only be limited. From the
remember that very important verse. Ajopi sanna, Veya Atma pi sanna, Bhutanam Ishvaro pi sanna. See, that sentence is common between our Swarupa and Ishvara Swarupa. Ajopi sanna, neither born nor gone. Veya Atma pi sanna, changeless. Bhutanam Ishvaro pi sanna. In every Bhuta it is like that only, the same Atma. Prakritim swam adhishtaya, that is where Prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. The Maya is the upadhi. Prakriti is nothing but precursor, I had told. Precursor meaning Maya. In the sense, before the beginning of the world, it's possible only if there is a Maya. Maya meaning it should appear separate. Yama Samaya. It should appear separate from this Satchidananda. Then only world is possible. Otherwise, you will, as being, you cannot see anything. Nama Rupa will not be there. So, the precursor is Maya. So, Prakritim Swamadhishtaya, building that, Swamadhishtaya, Sambhavami, Atma Maya, Sambhavami, Samyak Bhavami. In all forms and names, I am Bhavam. Bhavam means only appearance. Sambhavami, Atma Maya. Atma Maya, he says there very clearly, he says Atma Maya, not even Brahma Maya. So that he wants us to understand Atma and Brahman are one and the same. So you can also say the same thing. Bhagavan tells Arjuna, if you understand, you can also tell the same thing. So that is the Swarupam being the same. That is why identity is possible. That is why moksha is possible. Otherwise moksha is not possible. Moksha means ultimate freedom, oneness with Ishvara is possible because essentially we are one and the same. But in terms of appearance, it is different. One body is different from another body, and the Maya, again, Ishvara does not have a body because it is like what he says clearly. He is not, the assumption of a body is at the will of Ishvara. It is voluntary. Actually, there is no real body. It is only an appearance. It is only giving us the same. Because it is a samashti of all body, that is why it is called samashti swarupa. Samashti means samyak, in the sense, the vesti, individual bodies all put together, connected through an order. All plants, animals, human beings, devatas, everything put together, Surya, Chandra, everything put together is Jagat. And that is the Upadhi of Bhagavan. There is no individual Upadhi as such. And actually there is no Upadhi. It is only for explanation. It is for us to understand what it is. Okay, how it is all linked through an omniscient being, omnipotent being. There we will visualize an Upadhi, Vishwarupa, that will come in the 13th to 11th chapter, next chapter. Vishwarupa and all that. It is only, that is why he says, Arjuna, you are me. He says that. The best archer in the world is me, is my vibhuti, and that is you. That is Arjuna is nothing but Krishna. In the sense, there is only one being, but appearing as separately, and the vibhutis are all belonging to the individual upadhis. And the samashti upadhi is me. That's what he says. So that is why we cannot Ishvara can be only put in a murti and we can do worship. You cannot say Ishvara has to be appeared before. That is all only. If you Manasi, like here he says, can you show me? Then he says, Bhagavan says, Vishwarupa Darshanam and all that is only Manasika Ikshanam. Because of the ultimate devotion, you are assuming if everything is Bhagavan, how it will appear. Then it appears. Like even some people say, I get it in my dream, I got Pariva in my dream, I got this in my dream. It's all Manasika Ikshanam. In the sense, your intense devotion makes it possible to appear. That's all. It is all impossible. In the dream it is all possible. So, because it is, dream state itself is only the Antar Jyoti, it is only the Manas is the only thing that is appearing. There is nothing else is there. In that any sort of thing is possible. And one of the thing is what do you call? You see Bhagavan's name, or Vishwarupa Darshanam, or Bhagavan Darshanam, Pariva Darshanam. Whomsoever you look at intensely in your memory, from your memory, you will see it there. So, but really speaking, that Bhagavan himself says there is no real body for Ishvara. That's what he says, yeah.
Swamiji, the Prakriti of Jiva, Sambhavami Atma Maya, Prakriti Samavishta, Bhagavan Prakriti and Jiva Prakriti, aren't they different? They are different.
See, they are different in the sense, for you, when you transact, it is different. But in terms of reality, both are Maya only, as I told, Panchabhuta of Ishvara's Prakriti Maya, and Panchabhuta, what is there in your body, mind, senses, is all the same. And the same way, the Triguna, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, is also there in the Maya. Maya is actually meant Traigunya Vishayo Vedaha. Bhagavan himself says, we have read it also. Traigunya Vishayo Veda is Ishvara Swarupam. And Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna, you are not, you please keep yourself away from me, that's not your Swarupa. But in terms of appearance, the Jiva, our own body, mind, senses are having all the Panchabhuta and all the Trigunas. And the Ishvara Samashti also is the same. There is no difference as such. Only the difference is its appearance. The only difference is appearance. Appearance because as the sense of touch runs all over the body. So you feel that you are confined to this body. Whereas your eyesight travels all over. Your ear sight travels all over, hearing. And your mind travels up to galaxies. So if you look at the other four Panchabhutas, four if you look at, you cannot restrict yourself to your body because wherever sight goes, it is you. Wherever your hearing takes you, it's you. Wherever mind takes you, it's you. Only because of your sense of touch is confined to the skin, epidermis, you feel that you are restricted to your body. So the aham buddhi, that I am my body, is itself is a mithya. Body is you, okay, because that the niyati is kept like that so that everyone is given a certain responsibility. You will take care of your body. All what is happening inside your heart, your hunger, your thirst, and all you will take care. You have been made a managing trustee of this particular shape called body. That's all. Whereas actually speaking, you are going to the food dining table is your karma. Whereas what is eaten, how it is getting digested is again Bhagavan is taking care of. So it's all phenomenal. It's all in the phenomenon. If you really speaking your own, that ownership of your body is only, I would say if it is 5%, 95% is taken care of by the Prakriti. But he has given you an idea of ownership so that you will do that 5%. You will take yourself to the dining table, you will take water, all those things. So it gives you a halo, it gives you a feeling that you are owning this body. It's all again Maya Shakti and Mithya, it's all Mithya. But we have to understand that. We have to understand nothing changes. Physically, in terms of operation, nothing changes. But in terms of understanding, it makes a world of a difference to understand that my Atma and the Ishvara's Atma are one and the same. That is what the crux of the whole Brahma Vidya is all about. Brahma Vidya is nothing but Atma Vidya. Your understanding in the first 6th chapter is the same as the first understanding of Ishvara and world in the next 6th chapter. That is being confirmed in the last 6th chapter as Asi. Equation is complete. Tat Tvam Asi. In terms of reality. But in terms of appearance, it is different. That is why we are discussing. Otherwise, we don't have to discuss the equation. Like Swamiji used to say, if both sides are, if 2 equal to 2 is not an equation. 2 plus 3 equal to 100 minus 95 is an equation. Because both sides appear differently. 2 is single digit, there 100 is 3 digit, 3 is single digit, there 95 is double digit, there it is plus, here it is minus. How can it be equal? A small boy will ask that question. You will be an Ishvara for him and explain to him. In the same way Bhagavan is explaining, the Tvam, your reality is equal to the reality of my reality, that Ishvara's reality or Bhagavan Brahman's reality, because they only appear differently, whereas it is same. So that is precisely the whole understanding is all about, the whole is all about. That's precisely what he is trying to explain by various ways. He says, when he says Vibhuti, 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 he is explaining us to understand that is also my Vibhuti. Just read through that and you will understand that.
Okay. Now, the buddhi is limited because it has a location. It operates in a stula upadhi depending upon brain cells and so on. Whereas Maya is not limited at all because it is the cause of everything. How do you know this? It is established by the Shastra. Therefore, the one who is in the form of Krishna is conditioned by Maya Upadhi. By his own words in the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna presents himself as Ishvara or Vyasa presents him as Ishvara. This being so, the Pramata, knower, who is conditioned by the physical body, recognized as Krishna, has Maya as his Upadhi. Keeping the Maya under control, a particular form is born. Since he is an avatara, he is not forced into this birth by the strength of his own karma. The assumption of a body is at the will of Ishvara. It is voluntary, and for him there is omniscience, but the gods like Indra are limited in knowledge. Therefore, the devas he talked about in the previous verse do not know about his glory. They are all jivas enjoying their own limited buddhis. So, their knowledge will only be limited. From the standpoint of Upadhi, the Jiva is Kinchignya and Ishvara is Sarvagnya. Satchidananda Atma obtaining in a given Upadhi is Pramata, the lower. Atma alone is called Pramata and not the Upadhi, that is not the Buddhi. The same Satchidananda Atma with the Maya Upadhi becomes Ishvara, Pramata, who is Sarvagnya. Viewed from the standpoint of the Upadhi, the identity between Jiva and Ishvara is not possible. But the Pramata is not real. It is Adhyashika. Although there seems to be a difference. Swamiji, you said something?
Yeah, Mithya. Adhyasika, Mithya.
Adhyasika, Mithya. Although there seems to be a difference, essentially there is no difference. In reality, the Jiva is Sat Chit Ananda Atma, pure consciousness, that is one, non-dual, and so is Ishvara. The identity is revealed by the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi. This relationship between Ishvara and Jiva is like that of a wave and the ocean. If the wave is told that it is in reality the ocean, it will ask, how can I be the ocean? The ocean was there before I was born. Then the wave realizes the implied meaning of you is water and the immediate meaning is wave. Wave and ocean are purely Nama Rupa Upadhi. There is no wave or ocean but merely certain form for which a name is given. On analysis you find both ocean and wave are water. That alone counts. There is no real difference. If you count names and forms, in the ocean there are many waves, breakers and so on. And now count water and see if there is any additional wave or ocean. All that is there is water. This is the knowledge of non-duality. Only in the body of Krishna is the consciousness conditioned by Maya. In our physical bodies, it is the same consciousness conditioned by ignorance, buddhi, etc. How do we distinguish this? Krishna has a body and so does Arjuna. Arjuna's Atma is Chaitanya and Krishna's Atma is also Chaitanya. His Chaitanya is conditioned by his body, mind and senses, and our Chaitanya is conditioned by our body, mind and senses. How can we say our Chaitanya is conditioned by ignorance and his is conditioned by Maya? Only from the standpoint of limited knowledge, Kinchit Gyatva.
Kinchit meaning Konjam. We say no in Tamil Konjam. Actually Konjam has come from Kinchit only.
An omniscience, Sarvajñatva. He knows everything and we do not. There is nothing unknown to him, whereas everything is unknown to us except the little we know. And Krishna is talking here about things that a man of limited knowledge cannot talk about at all. And so,
one more thing. Sarvajñatva, when it says, actually it is Sarva Kalpita Jñatva. Which I have told before also. So the Kalpita is Maya, appearance, name and form. So in terms of name and form only the omniscience is being talked about. Name, form and function. Okay. Whereas as I was telling, if you ask the clay, it will say what? Firstly I am only. But the clay per se is not the pot or the lid or jar or flower vase and all that. Okay. But they are all only appearance. So clay can just say, there is only clay all over. There is no, you can call it pot and you can call vase and all, fine. For your own purpose you can do it. You can keep it and you can decorate it, whatever you want to do, you do. But reality is nothing but. So I don't need to know. Once I know the reality and I am totally, totally claiming my reality, that I don't know the Kalpita name and form is not a blemish. That is where equality is possible. That is why moksha is possible. Because they are only appearance. Once you know appearance as appearance, Satyam and Satyam, Mithya as Mithya, over. You don't need to know all the varieties of Mithya. Swamiji used to say, there's something called Vadakku, I don't know whether you are aware. Small measure. In small measure, in the same way in Mithya, what difference it makes? It's all mithya. Swarupam is Satyam, myself and Ishvara Swarupam. That is what we have to hold on. That is why mukti is possible. That is why moksham is possible for a human being. Because everything else is mithya. But it's all a vibhuti. It's all a, once you understand, there is a beauty in it. You can only transact with mithya. You cannot transact with Satyam. There is nothing to transact. So that is also staying in Satyam, you transact with Mithya, understand it thoroughly, every point. In the sense, it cannot be academic. You must be able to, in your Atmartham, in your heart of heart, you must be able to, in every transact. That is why it is called Shruti. That is why it is called Shruti. Like a Shruti, it should be there in your heart of heart all through the day. 24 hours, 365 days, you must be able to have that Samadhanam, Chitta Samadhanam. The buddhi should be totally, that is called Atma Santushti. That is called Shreyas. That is what Bhagavan said, no, it is in the Prajahati Yata Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmani Atmana Tushtaha Stita Prajna Uchyate, Stita Prajna. This should be very clear understanding should be there. Atmani Atmana Tushtaha, in yourself you be happy. And Prajahati, everything else, Padamadi Patandre, Prajahati, Yata Kaman, Sarvan, Partha, Manogata. And do whatever is appropriate with your body, mind, senses, which is part of that movie. Since your body, mind, senses is also part of that movie, you play whatever role you are given. But staying in Atmani, Atmana, Tushta, that is what precisely, that is what is being explained now, yeah.
As long as there is Vyavahara, empirical life, Jiva is Jiva and Ishvara is Ishvara, as Paramatas knowers, there is no identity between Jivas, including the Devas like Indra and Varuna. But from the standpoint of Paramatma, there is no difference whatsoever between them as well as between Jiva and Ishvara. Even though Ishvara is the Pramata, knower, he has Sarvajñatva, omniscience. Therefore he can say, even the Rishis and the Devas do not know what I am going to tell you. Being omniscient, it is proper for Krishna to say so. Even the Devas and Maharishis do not know me because I am the cause of every one of them and I am Sarvajña while everyone else is Alpajña. Now, Bhagavan describes himself as the one without birth and as the cause of everything and says that one who knows him in this way gains moksha.
See, that is why one who knows him in this way gains moksha. Means what? You don't have to gain one by one all the vibhutis, but you have to understand the identity, the reality, understanding between Ishvara and Jiva. Once you understand that, you are free. That's what he says. Yeah.
Can I read?
Yes, please continue.
A few minutes early. Verse 3. Yo mam ajam ajamanadim cha veti loka maheshwaram asamudasya martyeshu sarvapapai pramukhyate. Yaha, the one who, mam, me, ajam, who is unborn or not an effect, anadimcha, and beginningless, not a cause. What is this, Swamiji? Not an effect, not a cause. Who is unborn and who is beginningless? Cause and effect, I am asking.
All are nothing but in the sense, I have told the 4th chapter the same thing. Ajopi sanna, abheya atmapi sanna. The Ishvara Swarupam. He is talking about the Ishvara Swarupam. I am unborn, I am beginningless, I am limitless. Like as I have always been telling, Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinnam. Meaning limitless, meaning time-wise not limited, space-wise not limited. But if there is no time-wise limitation and space-wise limitation, there cannot be a boundary, there cannot be an object. That means you are not even a vastu, not even a thing. That is the reality. From there he starts. That is how he is. Bhagavan is like that, as the cause of everything. That is, even before Maya comes into play. Even before Maya comes into play, the Swarupam is nothing but unborn, anadi, beginningless, etc., etc. Thereafter only even Maya comes into play. That's what he is trying to say. Yeah.
Anadim cha, and beginningless, not a cause. Loka Maheshwaram. Who is the limitless Lord of the people or the world? Veti, knows. Saha Martyeshu. He among the mortals. Asam Mudaha, being no longer deluded. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. He is released from all punya and papa. He who knows me as the one who is unborn, not an effect, and beginningless, not a cause, the limitless Lord of the people or the world, he among the mortals, being no longer deluded, is released from all punyas and papa. Previously, Bhagavan said, I am the cause for all the devas and the Maharishis. One second. For the Atma of a Deva or a Maharishi, for the Atma of a Deva or a Maharishi, he is not the cause because Atma is he. It is for the Upadhi, because of which you call this Jiva a Maharishi, or this one a Deva, a human being or an animal. For all the Upadhis, meaning body, mind and sense complexes, Ishvara is the cause. Adi. Creation is only for the Upadhi.
Creation is only for the Upadhi. In the sense, what he means is, for the individual Maharishi or Jiva or animal or something, the cause is Upadhi only. It is not the beginningless Jyotisanna, Abhay, Atma Bisanna. He is not causing that. The Upadhi is only a Upadhi create another Upadhi, the same level of reality. The Upadhi is Maya, that he will come to. But as he says, once you understand your own Swarupa, one who knows that Ishvara Swarupa is the beginningless Atma and my Swarupa also is beginningless Atma. One who understands that, he knows me thoroughly, because essentially in Swarupa both are one and the same. Only that he can know. The Upadhi part of it, Upadhi being Upadhi, one Upadhi cannot know another Upadhi, because then there is no difference. The differentiation comes only with the Upadhi. So that is why he says, don't consider yourself as Upadhi. Just as I am not the Upadhi, you are also not the Upadhi, but the Upadhi is there for transaction purpose. Upadhi cannot be wished away, even though it is understood, just because we understand, no, the sun does not rise in the east and set in the west. Actually, we are moving around the sun is not going anywhere. But still, for our Panchangam purpose, for the day purpose, we say that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west and all that. For all transaction purpose. But that is not the reality. In the same way, your reality and Ishvara's reality are one and the same, Satchitananda. In terms of Upadhi, there is a difference. Upadhi itself means what? As I have always told you, Upadhi means Upadhi, a defect, meaning appearance. It is only an appearance. So, in terms of the Upadhi, the Jivas are different, Devas are different, animals are different. That's what he is trying to say. But once you understand that, then you are the Mukta Purusha. That's why he says, Muchyate, meaning you understand the reality, Vastavikta, you understand. Then the understanding is moksha. It is not becoming anything or becoming a Deva or something like that, by karma, by doing all rituals, upasana, all that. No, I understanding Brahmuchyate, that is Brahma Vidya. And everything else is only an upaya for you to understand, for you to get the discipline in terms of you must be able to develop the viveka and vairagya towards whatever you are transacting. It's all mithya, changing. There is no shreyas in this. And like even Arjuna, we have to say, give me shreyas, then you come to the understanding. So for that purpose only all these upadhis are kept. And he is clearly explaining it to you. If you understand it, you are Mukta Purusha now, here and now. That's what he says. Yeah.
Swamiji, these terms Adi and Upadhi are related. Upadhi is Upasarga added to Adi.
No, not no, don't. It's not the problem is that, see, it is not that way. Adi is DHI. Adi in English also, etc. Adi is ADI only. Adi is ADHI here. That's the problem. That sort of Anvaya is not correct. Upadhi means Upasamipe Tishtati is called Upadhi. The sense, like even if you keep a red flower near a crystal, the crystal appears red, right?
Yes.
Do you understand? For example.
Yes.
So that flower is okay. And crystal is crystal clear, that is also okay. Both are fine. But you are seeing, just because the crystal appears red in the presence of a red flower, you say the crystal is red, that is your avidya, that is upadhi.
Oh.
Understand? Upadhi is a defect.
Defect.
Yeah, upadhi is a defect. That is, once you understand that, what does it mean? A defect or an adjunct and all that, that which appears. That is why the reality of Maya is what? Mithya. The reality of Ishwaratvam is Mithya. Reality of Jivatvam is Mithya. And if you take Mithya as Satyam, that is, you are a samsari. If you take Mithya as Mithya, you are a samsari. You have to understand Satyam as Satyam and Mithya as Mithya, then you are a samsari. If you take Mithya as Satyam, then you are samsari. Because it is obviously, you are taking one for the other, what doesn't exist. So, purely in terms of, that is why it is purely in terms of understanding, it is reality understanding. The whole Vedanta is nothing but reality understanding. You don't have to produce anything, you don't have to create anything, you don't have to change anything. But you have to understand. There is no choice. That is what he is saying, asammudaha, being no longer deluded. Once you understand, your delusion is gone, you are released. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. He says that. So it's a question of understanding. That is the difference. Upadhi, it means it's only an appearance. Body, mind, sense complex, which I told you, body, mind, sense complex is there. That is, it is doing its function properly. The body politics is very good. The kidney functions as kidney, heart functions as heart, and kidney does not fight. But your problem, it is your problem. You think that I am this body, that is another body, and I fight with the other body. Because of your aham mama buddhi only is the problem, and we are also having the samsaritvam is a problem. Samsara is not a problem. The changeless remains changeless. The changing always will change. You cannot make the changing changeless, and you cannot assume the changeless as changing. And that is called adhyasa. Adhyasa means you are superimposing non-reality onto reality. Oh, that is adhyasa is upadhi, Maya is upadhi. And mithya meaning level of reality. Satyam is your reality. Mithya is the changing. So, like even, that is why the dream example is given. Whatever happens in the dream, once you wake up, prabodha samaye, everything becomes unreal. In the same way, you have to do the second waking. In the sense, in your waking reality also, whatever you have understood here now, till now, life is only like a dream. You have to wake up to the reality of Swarupa. Once you wake up to that Prabodha Samaya Dakshinamurti Stotram, once you wake up to the reality, then Swakale Satyavad Bhati, that the waking world, the whatever transacting world, what you have right now, is only a Swakale Satyavad Bhati. It appears. Prabodhe Asat. Once you wake up from this reality to your changing situation to a changeless your own reality, and which is the same as Ishvara's reality, then everything becomes like goes out like a dream. Becomes asat. Asat meaning doesn't exist. Doesn't exist meaning it doesn't exist without you. You only say there is a world. World does not say I am there. So that is the understanding. So I think we'll continue. Okay, where we stop? We'll start with this verse again. Verse 3.
First para only.
We will start with the verse 3 again tomorrow. Okay.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti.